Hello everyone, my name is Zach. I am the Traveling Man, and I'm here today to tell you how to save potentially thousands of dollars on your next cruise. And this is something that I have done many times over the years. I've saved as much as $1,700 on one cruise alone. And today I'm going to tell you the secret. So if you like saving money and you like cruising, you might want to stick around, because I think this is going to be very helpful to you. So how is this done? Essentially, it's done through price protections or best price guarantees. There's a lot of different names for it that the cruise lines use, but essentially it's looking for price drops on your cruise. So let's say you have a cruise booked for December 25th on Carnival Mardi Gras, and you booked that cruise for $2,000. And now, today, you go on Carnival's website and do what we call a mock booking, where you're not really gonna book the cruise again. You just want to see how much your room would cost today. And let's say the cost of that room is currently $1,700. That's $300 difference. The cruise lines might owe you $300. So have you all been checking the prices of your cruises that you have booked? Do the cruise lines owe you money? Today we're going to look at the eligibility to claim a price drop. We're going to discuss the best ways to see if there is a price drop on your cruise. And finally, I'm going to tell you how to claim that price drop to the cruise line. So stick around, we might just save you some money today on your future cruises. A lot of folks have asked me, how do you cruise so often? How do you afford to cruise so often? Well, a lot of the reason is because I watch for price drops. I daily check the price of cruises that I have booked. I've applied for countless number of price drops over the years. It saved me thousands of dollars. In fact, on one of my recent cruises on Celebrity Beyond, it's the brand new ship of Celebrity Cruises I sailed over in Europe, I woke up one morning and saved $1,700 on my cruise because of a major price drop that occurred. I called the cruise line up, let them know about it. In just a few days, I had that $1,700 refunded to my credit card. And let me know down in the comments if you've ever saved money by doing a price drop, by claiming price reduction to the cruise line. Let me know down in the comments. Maybe just say something like, I saved $500 on Carnival. And folks, if you've never done this before, go read the comments and see how much money folks have saved. I've told you, I saved $1,700 on one cruise. I saved over $1,500 on another, and then just, tens and hundreds here and there on other cruises across the 20 cruises I've been on. There might be money out there that you can claim from the cruise lines that's rightfully yours. So you want to make sure you know all about this price drop stuff. So let me walk you through it a little bit. Number one, are you eligible for a price drop? Are you eligible to claim a price drop to the cruise line? And this all depends on the cruise line. They all have different rules that differ from cruise line to cruise line. There's a lot of research involved, but you essentially want to make sure that you know when you book a cruise what the rules are on price protection. In fact, sometimes you should read up about the price protection eligibility before you even book your cruise, because like in the case of Carnival Cruise Line, you actually have to be booked in their early saver fare in order to be able to claim any price drops. So make sure you know the rules of the price drops before you book your cruise. Make sure that you're booked in the appropriate fare category so that you can claim price drops when they happen. Now, all this business of eligibility gets kind of muddy sometimes because the rules do change extensively across the different cruise lines. I have created a quick reference guide on my website, ZachTheTravelingMan.com, so you can go over there and download that. I have a few different cruise lines on there and what their rules are for price drops, so make sure you go and check that out. Maybe that'll be a good, quick, handy reference for you. I think most of the cruise lines have a 48-hour rule. So essentially, if you've booked your cruise in the past 48 hours and see that there's a price reduction in the cost of that cruise, you can call up the cruise line no matter what fare or anything. You can call up and you're entitled to some sort of compensation. However, once you're out of that 48-hour window, things change quite a bit. Like I said, Carnival, you have to be booked under their early saver fare. If you're booked under the early saver fare on Carnival, you are eligible for any price drops that come up all the way through sell date. On Royal Caribbean, you're held to that 48-hour period. Any price drops outside the 48-hour period are no longer eligible. So you have to catch a price drop in 48 hours for Royal or you're not going to be able to claim it. On Celebrity Cruises, they'll let anyone claim a price drop through final payment date. And after final payment date, no one gets a price drop unless you booked the cruise in the past 48 hours. Now, for some of the other cruise lines, I did try to find out this information from their websites, and honestly, I couldn't find anything. I went on Norwegian's and I couldn't find anything directly from Norwegian's website, but I did see a couple articles online that mentioned they also adhere to the 48-hour. If you booked your cruise in the past 48 hours, you can claim price drops, otherwise nada. But I couldn't find anything official on their website. Virgin Voyages, I also tried on their website and couldn't find anything. And Disney Cruise Line, I couldn't find anything for them either. So if you really want to know about those, ask your travel agent or travel advisor, or call the cruise line up directly if you're booked on one of their cruises. Hey, I'm just curious if I'm eligible for any price drops and how I go about claiming those. So once you find out that you are eligible for price drops, number 2, you want to search for the price drops. You want to know if there is a price drop on your cruise. How do you do that? Well, the best and easiest way to do this is through what we call a mock booking. And essentially a mock booking is just going back on the cruise line's website and acting like you're going to book the cruise and the stateroom that you've already booked. And key in all this is the stateroom category. So essentially, if you're an interior stateroom on the first deck, that might be like category A. So in order to be eligible for a price drop, you're going to have to price drop against category A on the same sailing, the same ship, the same date that you're currently booked on. And if all the category A staterooms are already sold out, then you actually are no longer eligible for price drops in most instances. So now you know that there's a price drop by doing a mock booking. There are easier ways to do this too. There's actually some automated apps and websites you can use. The app being the Shipmate app, and I'm not affiliated or sponsored by any of these folks, but I do want to help you out with these tools. So download the Shipmate app. You can actually go in and find your sailing. You can turn on price alerts and tell them what type of room you're staying in and what type of room you want to monitor price alerts for, and they'll send you a notification when there are any price drops in that category of stateroom. Similarly, cruiseline.com, I think it's operated or operates the Shipmate app, but you can also go in and search for your cruise and set up price alerts there as well. Now, there are other websites across the internet where you can set up price drop alerts. However, I'm not going to mention any of those specifically because there were some that I've used in past years that are just no longer online anymore. So just go to Google and search for cruise price alert website or something like that, and you should be able to find some other websites that'll give you alerts for those price drops. And number 3, once you found out you're eligible, once you find out there is a price drop you can claim, number 3 is, how do you claim it? Well, if you book through a travel agent or travel advisor, they actually own your booking, meaning that they are responsible for your booking. And if you try to contact the cruise line for any reason, they're actually probably not going to talk to you. They're going to say, well, it's owned by travel agent so-and-so. They're going to have to call and make this change for you. So that's important to know. If you have booked through a travel agent, the travel agent's going to have to call and make the price drop claim for you. Let your travel agent work that for you. It's actually going to save you a lot of time because you're not going to have to be on the phone with the cruise line. And it's also going to be a courtesy to your travel agent because they need to know of any changes that you might be trying to make to your booking. When in doubt, go through your travel agent. If you haven't booked through a travel agent though, there's a couple of ways you can go about claiming the price drop. One of them being an online form. Most of the cruise lines have these online price protection forms. And actually in the document that I mentioned that I put the link down below for that I've created, I put the link in that goes directly to the best price guarantee or the price protection section of each of the cruise line's websites. And these forms will be available on those websites. And essentially you just put in information like your name, your booking number, the price you booked for originally, the new price, etc., etc. And then lastly, you can also just call up the cruise line. I know here lately it's been crazy to try to contact customer service at the cruise lines because so many people have been calling, booking cruises and making changes because of the pandemic and then cruising restarting, and it's been a lot. So expect if you call the cruise line, sometimes people have been waiting hours. But again, that's another benefit of going through a travel agent. They can save you all that time and headache and do it for you. But essentially when you call the cruise line, you just want to let them know, hey, I'm calling to claim a price drop on my cruise, and they'll look into it. They'll be able to see what the new price is and they'll be able to get you taken care of. That's actually the quickest method, I think, either getting your travel agent to do it or you calling the cruise line yourself, because they're going to be able to take care of it on the spot. And in fact, when I saved that $1,700 on my cruise recently, I called the cruise line and within a few days later, I had a $1,700 refund back to my credit card. And I will say, if you're in doubt about any of these things, you don't know if you're eligible or if your cruise, if the price has dropped enough, just call the cruise line if you're in doubt or call your travel agent and talk with them about it. They'll let you know if you're eligible and they'll be able to tell you, what type of compensation you're eligible for, and they'll be able to get you taken care of. And also keep in mind, it might not always be money that you are after. Maybe you're booked in an interior and now because of the price drop, you can book into a balcony. So say on our example, Carnival Mardi Gras December 25th sailing, if I go on, I paid $2,000 and now the price of a balcony is $2,100. I could essentially call the cruise line now and just pay $100 extra to be in that balcony. Or let's say that the balcony is $2,000. It's what I paid for the interior. I can just be upgraded right to a balcony and not pay another dime. So a lot of different ways that you can claim this compensation and a lot of different stuff you can do with that money. Think of all the uses for it. You can book cruise excursions, you can book dining packages and drink packages. You can just have more money to spend on your cruise in general, or you can just put that money toward your next cruise. So make sure you're doing your due diligence to check for price drops. Make sure you're claiming them to the cruise line. Make sure that you're saving money. Go out and get your money and put it to good use in the future. Go on more trips. Thousands of different things you can do with the thousands that you can save through the cruise lines just by looking into price protections and price drops. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it informative. If you have, make sure you go down below, give me a thumbs up. If you have any cruise questions that you'd like to see me make a video on, or just anything that you're curious about, let me know that down in the comments too, because I want to start doing more of these videos that help you save money, prepare better for your cruises, things like that. I want it to be as informative and as helpful as possible. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next adventure.